According to the Bible, Lord means Satan.
No, it most definitely does not. When you see the English word Lord in the Hebrew Bible, it's mostly a translation of the divine name of the God of Israel. The Bible never says Lord means Satan.
This is 2 Samuel 24. It says, "Again the anger of the Lord burned against Israel, and he incited David to take a census count." This is the same story as in 1 Chronicles 21. It says, Satan rose up against Israel and incited David to take a census count. It's the same story as 2 Samuel 24.
So a couple things to address here. One, when you see the word Satan in the Hebrew Bible, it's probably never being used as a proper name for the devil. The Hebrew word Satan just means adversary, and it's used of both spiritual and human adversaries throughout the Hebrew Bible. Ryan Stokes notes that's probably how the word is being used in 1 Chronicles 21. A spiritual adversary rose up and incited David to take a census. But let's just say for the sake of argument, it is a demonic adversary. How do we square that with 2 Samuel 24, which says the God of Israel is who incited David to take a census? What we need to realize in the Hebrew Bible, active verbal forms were sometimes used not for the doing of the action, but allowing for the thing to happen, or merely just the occasion of the thing being done. For example, if we look at 1 Chronicles 10, it says the Lord actively took care of Saul and handed his kingdom over to David. But if we read the prior narrative, what specifically takes place is Saul ends himself by falling on his own sword. God did not actively send something or someone to end Saul. He just didn't intervene, but allowed the circumstances to unfold naturally that resulted in the end of Saul. But in that cultural context, the author could use the active verbal form to say that God ended Saul, even though all that God really did was just simply allow the circumstances to happen. We can see another example in Exodus 5. After Moses asked for Israel to be let go, Pharaoh inflicts harsher labor requirements on Israel, commanding them to make brick without straw. But then we read Moses turned to the Lord and said, "O Lord, why have you done evil to this people?" Obviously, God is not the one who actively changed the labor requirements. He just simply allowed for Pharaoh to respond this way and didn't intervene yet. The same reasoning can apply to verses that speak of God actively hardening Pharaoh's heart. So given all this, when we compare 2 Samuel 24 and 1 Chronicles 21, the meaning can just equally mean that God allowed a spiritual adversary to incite David.